U.S. Air Force Major Jared Struck, welcome back from the Badwater 135. This is your 1-month anniversary on August 15th of running the world's toughest foot race.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are here with Michael Briddell. Michael, you are the board president of the One Place Family Justice Center. This was the mission of Jared.
Yes, we're so grateful that Major Struck identified us as the nonprofit agency with whom he'd partner as he took on this great endeavor. So Major Struck, or Jared, what should I call you?
Jared.
Jared,
please,
okay.
please.
Well, I just want to be respectful of the great duty you're doing defending our country, and also thank you for what you did for One Place Family Justice Center.
Thank you. It was awesome. I appreciate the chance to help you guys out.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, you consider this a twin journey, a journey of the heart to benefit the One Place Family Justice Center, and a journey of athletic skill with the world's toughest foot race. How do you compare those journeys?
Yeah, absolutely. It is quite a journey when you starting at that lowest place in Badwater, California, and trying to get to the highest place, the Whitney Portals leading to Mount Whitney in California. And we like to relate that with some of the people that are going through some of the problems that need to go to the One Place Family Justice Center. They are kind of at that lowest point. And I think with the help of the team there at the One Place Family Justice Center, they're able to get them to a higher area, a higher place. And that's kind of what this journey through Badwater was about for me this year.
Michael, you're also a runner.
Not like Jared is, that's for darn sure. 135 miles. That's 5 marathons and then some. And then to have the heat challenges that he had, and the inclines and the declines as well. So I'm a runner with a small R is what we'll say.
The Badwater 135 took you to extremes of temperature. It took you to high elevations, tackling Mount Whitney. Take us back there. Tell us what happened.
Okay. Yes, starting at the very beginning of the race. I mean, the race itself is just a bunch of nerves. You start with 33 different athletes at the beginning, and you could feel the nervousness at the starting line. And you look across the starting line and you see people that have written books that you've read, people that you listen to their podcasts. And I mean, these guys are the top of the top, and you're kind of thinking, what am I doing here with all these great athletes? And yeah, to compare the temperature, if somebody hasn't been to Death Valley, been to Badwater, even though it started at 9 o'clock at night, go home and go in the bathroom and put the hairdryer on full blast and blow that on your face. And that's what it's like at the start. It was 117 at the start, and even through the night it stayed very hot through the valley there.
Your goal was to shave hours off your previous race. I think you did the previous race in 39 hours?
39, yep.
What was this one?
Just under 35. So yeah, I would have been happy with anything under 38, but I was very excited with that time. So my crew, hats off to my crew, the three of them, my wife, David Roth, and Andre Nader. They really pushed me to get me up those mountains and get me safe and in a good finish time.
So how do you account for this difference in time? Was it your running gear or what?
So I think it was lessons learned from the first time I was out there. Lessons learned how to take care of my feet better, how to make sure that if you get a hot spot, you take care of it early, stop early, and change shoes a little more often than I did the first time. And I think that helped me keep my feet in better condition for that second night. I was actually able to run that second night when the first time I could. It was a pretty fast hobble through the desert that second night, and this time I was able to run and I was pretty fresh.
Michael, I don't know if you recall, but you probably shared my concern about the earthquakes that were happening prior to the race in the area.
Caroyln, there were a litany of things that I thought would plague mere mortals if they were to attempt such a major undertaking. But I do know that Jared prepared so well that I wasn't surprised, A, that he finished, or B, that he finished faster. Again, kudos to you. Tell us again, how outrageous were some of your training methods? I saw a picture in your social media pages of you with a tire chained to yourself and running through your neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did do some pretty extreme, I mean, what people would say was extreme training methods, but it was all because of that extreme environment that we were put in. That first climb out of Death Valley is 18 miles long, and it's over 4,000 feet. So we don't have anything like that here in Alabama. We have some small hills. So the way I decided to do that was, strap a tire to me and just walk around, through the neighborhood for hours on end to kind of simulate that uphill grind that I was going to go through.
Now here there's a lot of humidity, but there, isn't it dry?
Yeah, it was very dry out there, which is nice because you can use water to your advantage. You can use wet hats, wet towels, scarves around your neck to use that evaporative cooling and kind of cool yourself. If you get wet a little bit, you can cool off. So that's pretty helpful.
What were your challenges during this race?
I think the first challenge is that mental breakdown of how are you going to break down this race? Because you can't get to the start line and think about, okay, I only have 135 miles left to do. Like, you never want to think that, right? So how do you break that down? You get to, all right, I'm going to get to 10 miles and then I'm going to try to get to 20 and so on. But I think that's the biggest challenge is how do you break down those, break down that huge race into little small milestones that you can get to and kind of celebrate. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna change shoes at mile 40, so that's gonna be a big deal. I'm gonna get to sit for two minutes and change my shoes. So just celebrating those little milestones, I think, was key to finishing the big race.
How did you strategize your breaks?
Really, I had a plan that was to. Based on other races that I've done, is to stop just about every 40 miles and have a big meal, change shoes, and do some other, like change clothes and stuff like that. But that plan always tends to change depending on what kind of situation you're in and how your body reacts. So, if you have problems, if you get sick, you're obviously going to stop sooner or later, however that works out. But we had I briefed the crew the night before on our plan when we were going to stop. I think we stayed pretty close to that. But the body has a say in when you stop as well. So. And
what did you eat?
So I ate a lot of apple sauces, a lot of fruit. I think probably one of the coolest things, I actually ate a full watermelon during the race. So we bought like a huge watermelon and cut it up, and I actually finished it. I mean, that was like the one thing that was working well in the heat, was being able to, the crew had the watermelon on ice, and I was able to eat it and it settle.
Did you rest?
So I think I sat down a total of probably 30 minutes for the entire race, and basically it was less rest and more one of the crew who was a massage therapist. He was rubbing my legs out and stretching me out, so it was a little more painful than I'd like as a rest, but it was good. It ended up loosening my legs up enough to keep running.
Looking at the website for the Badwater 135, you see switchbacks up some of the mountains. Then you were telling me that another trail was just straight up.
Yep. Yeah, so the first mountain up Towns Pass, that's the grueling one that kind of makes you realize where you're at and how tough it is, but there's not a lot of turns on it. It's pretty straight up. And then the second climb is is a 14 mile up to Father Crawley's Pass, and that is that's some beautiful switchbacks. And then the best of the best, the most beautiful climb of the whole race is, of course, the final 13 miles up to Mount Whitney. And, some of the best views that you get through the race are right there when you get to look out over all of Death Valley and all of the road that you've traveled on in the last 2 days, and you get to see that.
Michael Briddell, tell us more about the One Place Family Justice Center and how the race, the Badwater 135, and Jared's dedication to the One Place Family Justice Center, how does it benefit the organization?
Well, I think people hear about this amazing athletic encounter that Jared undertook, and I think his analogy of the route of the race, starting at the very lowest point in the lower continental United States and ending at the trailhead to Mount Whitney, the highest point, as he said, it is illustrative of what our clients go through. I mean, we help people who are suffering from domestic violence, elder abuse, sexual assault, human trafficking, child abuse, and often when they're being victimized, Caroyln, they're at their lowest point. They don't have hope. They can't see a way where they can be rescued and can be saved and just have a normal relationship. But if they come to One Place, and we are located on South Lawrence Street, they can get all of the services that they'll need in one location. And that's even though we've been out for about 9 years, people still don't know that we're there. And so we want to, yes, raise money to help with our operating expenses, but we also need to raise awareness so that if there are any victims out there, they'll know that they can come here and get some help. And again, we're just super, super, super grateful that Jared partnered with us for this great venture that he undertook. Did you cramp at all, or the hydration was always there? Because I catch a cramp when I just think about going around a track for 400 meters.
No, the hydration was definitely there. I would say I might have been even overhydrated a little bit. I was doing every hour, or every time I'd stop, I'd take a full water bottle and drink that over the next 2 miles, and then rotate that with an electrolyte drink over the next 2 miles. So I drank gallons upon gallons of water. So I was pretty good as far as hydration.
Wow.
How long does it take to recover from a race like that?
Yeah, that is a great question, and I'm still trying to figure out how long it's going to take me to recover. I was running, I did my first run within 4 days of being finished with the race, but it was very slow, very very short, and I'm still doing short runs. But yeah, at night I still feel my legs that are still tired, and a month later, I'm still feeling the effects of the race. So,
what is your definition of a short race? Because that's a relative term.
Right away, I was doing I ran a 2 mile run.
Okay,
So.
all right.
Michael, I would think it's not too late to dedicate a contribution in Jared's honor to the One Place Family Justice Center. What do you think?
I think that's a capital suggestion, and anyone that also agrees with us needs to go no further than our website, which is One Place, and that's the letter or the number 1, ONE, Place, F as in Frank, J as in Justice, C as in Center.org, and we'll still have a graphic up of Major Struck, and if you click onto that link, you can support the One Place Family Justice Center, and also we've set a goal that would help cover all of his travel expenses. So once that goal is met, then all of your philanthropy will help the clients that we serve.
And wouldn't it be tax deductible?
Oh, absolutely, 100% tax deductible. But the main thing is to just do it not for the tax deduction, but for the ability to help the clients that we serve. Across the United States, once every 9 seconds, a woman is beaten. And human trafficking that we think only happens someplace else happens all across the country. And the average age of the victims of human trafficking is just 12 years old. So we've got some problems, but we've got a way to address them. We've got a way to help our clients go from their very bottom up to the top so that they too can triumph just like Jared did out there in the desert.
And for them to know that Jared did this for them.
Exactly. It's beyond words. I can't understand trying to endeavor for 135 miles in those conditions, but I'm just grateful that you had the physical skills and also the heart and the compassion to help the clients as well.
Jared, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just have to add one more plug for the crew that I had out there, because these guys, they don't get paid to do it. They're out there because they want to be out there helping out. So my crew, my wife, who was the crew chief out there, making sure I didn't get into any trouble, I didn't die out there. I got to thank her. I have to thank my other two friends that were out there that came out. One of them was from Brazil, flew all the way out from Brazil just to help me do this thing. So yes, thank you. It's not a one person thing. One person can't live in a environment like that. You need water. You need all that stuff. So thank you to those folks, and thank you to the One Place for really helping me out and allowing me to speak for you guys and do these type of events for you guys, and it was awesome.
Thank you for publicizing our efforts as you ran. I also want to say thank you to Jackson Hospital and Service First. They came through with some major sponsorships, and if I don't mention the names Hannah Chady, Nell Rankin, Loletta Jenkins, Debbie Richardson, and Kay Harris, then I'll be in trouble and have to be able to run 135 miles to get away from them. But
you're talking about a team effort
I'm talking
here
about
too.
a team effort here that was supportive of our efforts to market and promote awareness of Jared, as he helped and promoted awareness of One Place Family Justice Center. That website again is oneplacefjc.org. I always hear web addresses on the radio and say, well, wait, repeat it again. I didn't hear it. So I don't want to be guilty of making the same offense.
Michael, I want to thank you for being here as board president of the One Place Family Justice Center.
No, thank you for the invite, and also thank you for the pre-interview that you did with Major Struck, and for this follow-up 1 month later. And you feel free to run this as often as you want to, young lady.
Jared, I want to thank you, first of all, for your patriotic service to our country.
Amen.
And I want to thank you for honoring Alabama with this dedicated run for the Family Justice Center, the One Place Family Justice Center.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.